Hi, today I'm going to start thinking about Christmas and we're going to have a little go at just a very simple, straightforward Christmas card. I'm using one that's bought like this with it already scored down the centre, and this is watercolour paper, but of course you could make your own. And then if you're making your own, you can have whatever size you want. You might want yours square, so just cut out the shape that you want and pop a score line down the centre using a knife and a ruler. Okay, you might want to tape yours down as well if you're using a lot of water, but actually today we're not doing it. It's going to be quite a straightforward little design, so we're not using lots of water, so I'm not going to bother taping it down. So in here I've just mixed up a little mix of ink with a bit of extra water added in, and the ink I'm using is the Daler Rowney pearlescent acrylic ink, and this one's called Moon Violet, rather a posh name. And you give it a nice good shake up because all the iridescence tends to go to the bottom. I'm hoping that the camera will pick up just how shiny and lovely these colours are, but if not, take my word for it, they're lovely, and you know, they've got this super shine to them, so they'll be very Christmassy. So I've just, like I said, added a little bit of extra water to that because it is quite thick, this ink, when it comes out of the pot. And I've put a little pencil guideline in there. You could do it straight onto the paper, but you know, you might end up wasting paper if you're not happy with your drawing. So if you get your drawing down in pencil first, and if you're not confident about your drawing, you could always buy a little stencil and do a simple shape that way as well. So just following my pencil line down, and I'm running out of ink there, so I'm just lifting off, putting a bit more on my brush, and then joining up and carrying on. And sometimes it's easier to do your curves from left to right and not right to left, depending on whether you're right or left-handed. And in some places I feel the colour needs to just be a little bit darker, so I'll just pop some extra ink in now that I've got the shape there. So obviously you need a steady-ish hand to keep those lines as they were, and I haven't. I've sort of messed it up a little bit there, but it doesn't matter. And it doesn't matter if some of these curves are thicker and some thinner, as long as they're a nice sweeping motion. And I'm hoping you can see just how shiny that is. It's got a lovely, lovely shimmer to it. Okay, and then I'm going to leave that to dry completely. So what I'm going to do now is get some more of the colours. Platinum pink, this one. Very much what I would call a baby pink. And we're just going to start adding what could be either lights or baubles or decorations. They're all shiny, so we're just going to add them randomly. And the good thing about using this dropper is I'm not putting a lot of pressure on. Don't be squirting that unless it's going to come out too quick. I'm just literally dropping it on from what was on the end in there when we took it out of the bottle. But you get this nice variety of sizes. Some of these dots are tiny, some are much bigger, so that gives the impression of some of the baubles being smaller, and or lights. If the lights, some of these lights could be further towards the back of the tree with them being smaller. And because we've let it dry, we can go over the top of the lines, that's not a problem. And using your dots, make it more triangular than we had it before. We've actually made a bit of a mess there. That's come out quite quickly. So what I'm going to do with that, I'm just adding more at the top, but what I'm going to do with that, I'll squirt out what's in there. So my pipette is now empty, and I'll sit it onto that and hopefully suck some up. and that's going to dry a bit better than it would have done if we'd left it just as it was. And you could perhaps, if you wanted, try, whilst it's wet, this won't work once it's dry, try lifting it a little bit with your brush. So you can just carefully take some of that off. Make that one into a rounder shape. So we've turned it into two dots now instead of one splodge, and that's looking a lot better. Okay, so I'm going to go for another colour, and I'm going to use the green. This one is waterfall green. They've given them some really fancy names, these colours. So give it again a good shake up, and again quite random. Now if you touch the pink ones, obviously they're going to run into each other. What you could do is let it dry between each colour. It's going to take a lot longer, but you could do that just to be on the safe side. So a nice combination of small shapes and some larger ones. And again, you can go over the top of the purple and go right to the top of the tree and use it to make the tree into a triangle. And the last colour, I'm going to use this lovely blue, and this one is called Galactic Blue. It's almost a cobalt really, very bright blue. And these inks do dry quite quickly, which is a good thing about them. And of course you can use them with a brush, you don't have to just use the dibber, you can squirt them out into your palette and use them with a brush as well, if you find that easier. Oops. I'm not overly happy with the trunk, I'm not sure what to do about that. I think we might make it a little bit thicker with the purple. Some of those other colours have flowed into it, but I don't think that matters too much. I'm just going to go out to the side with it, because to me it just didn't look solid enough. So it's a bit of a different colour to the rest of the tree now because the other colours have run in, but I quite like that actually, I don't mind. Okay, and I think I'm going to leave it there because we could overdo that really. I think I'm going to leave it with a white background. You could do it onto a coloured card if you liked, if you wanted a different colour background, or you could do a background first and work on top of that. But I think it looks quite nice just on the white. And of course you could use different colours. You could do your tree in green and then add different colours to it. You could use some yellows and golds and silvers, but I just thought we'd stick with those quite muted tones on that one. So have fun with it. Let me know how you get on, and any questions just pop them in the comments section below. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye bye.